What can you tell us about loaning out David?
Just an opportunity for him to get some games. We can recall him at any time that we need to. So we just felt he wasn't getting games for us, and it was important for him at this stage, to see what he can do as a forward down there and see if he can bang some goals in and compete and be successful at that level. So it's going to be good for him, and then we'll go from there.
Looking forward to when you have guys like maybe Aaron Kovar, Fabio Pereira, guys that are maybe in that similar conversation of should we loan him out or not? What's kind of the conversation that you have within the team, whether a loan's right or not?
It's important. It's important for players to get games and get opportunities to play and get their confidence up. And we have a number of reserve games, and we'll have one again on Sunday. So we're trying to keep the guys in that game mode and playing. But obviously, playing against a college team is not at the same level as playing in the NASL or playing against the USL, where it matters. It's for points and it's important. And so, for those players, in Kovar, Okoli, Fabio, we're trying at different points loan out guys at different times.
Why Atlanta? What did they offer that maybe?
They were a team that was interested. They had an interest. They got an injury up front right now. So they have an injury up front. They have an interest, so it's an opportunity for him to play.
Are you looking forward to not having to make when you can load these guys out to your own USL Pro team as opposed to?
Oh yeah, when you can do it with your your own team, it makes things a lot easier. They're just going down the street or going around the corner, someplace to play. Makes things a lot easier. So teams like the Galaxy right now, or some other teams that have working relationships with a team, it's a little bit easier for them. Yeah.
Kenny Cooper obviously got his first goal with you guys. Played a few games now. What's kind of your thoughts on the way he's fitting in here?
It's again, we've been. We had Clint for a game, and then we didn't have him now for two, and so went back to what we were doing before he sort of got here. I think Kenny's done all right. I still think he's been dangerous when he's been running at people. I thought he finished his goal well. Should have maybe had another one if he gets the shot off a little bit quicker on the second opportunity. But, he's done what we've expected, and he's worked really, really hard. Unfortunately, he had to be sacrificed in that game once we got the red card. It wasn't because of his play.
What do you think about your team in terms of the roster changes that you've had and where you're at right now? Do you feel like they are where you thought they were, or would you like to see, obviously, some things different, but more improvement in what areas?
Yeah, I think our team's in a pretty good place. I think we've improved our roster. I think we're deeper. We've, got some youth, got some speed in certain positions that we wanted to get, for sure. I think we're still, working out the fine details. And I can see it every day at practice, a little bit more, better understandings of people when, like a couple of guys mistimed on a pass because they misread each other today. They talked about it. So as they start to read those instincts a little bit better off of each other, that'll become even more of a automatic type of reaction, which is important. But I think our team has been good in terms of their commitment to playing, their commitment of fighting for each other, I think has been very, very good. And, we've been in every game we've played. The two losses we've taken, one we completely dominated, and the other one I thought when we were playing even numbers, we were creating the better of the chances. So we just got to make sure that we convert all of that into wins when we can.
Clint going 90 last night, what does that mean for him Saturday?
We'll see how he feels, but I expect him to play.
How different is Portland without Ricketts and Harrington?
Well, I think Harrington's playing. So I think Harrington's in, and Ricketts is obviously, he was goalkeeper of the year last year, so he's a very effective guy and a big part of their game. When he's on, he's as good as anybody in the league.
The rivalry has always been there during the regular season. Does it go to another level when you guys meet in the playoffs and begin to develop the one-on-one?
The playoffs are important, and obviously last year they got the upper hand on us in the playoffs. And but I think the rivalry, the intensity of the game, the league games are like playoff games, and maybe the playoff games go to another different level. But it's hard to imagine it going to a level higher.
What did you think of DeAndre and Clint yesterday and how they played?
I thought they did all right. I thought Clint did okay. The U.S. was very good in the first half. The game tipped in the second half, and Mexico was much better, more aggressive. But Clint, it was unfortunate that ball he slips into Eddie Johnson was a great ball, and Eddie finished it well, and didn't look like it was offsides on the replay, but it's a bang play. I thought DeAndre came in and did well. I thought he went up the flank, showed his energy. He was aggressive, tried to make use of his opportunity. So I thought he did good.
On a play like that, where for all intent and purpose, it was a good goal, other than on the scoreboard. Does it still work to be? Does it still help build confidence when you make a play like that, even though it doesn't really count?
Yeah, anytime you pull off a play, because your reaction in the game is you're not thinking, oh, is this offsides or isn't it offsides? Your reaction is bang bang. You're reacting and you're making a play. So you got to be pleased with your ability to bring the ball down, to find your teammate, and to hit the pass with the right weight, the right time, and those are all positives.
How's Brad and Ozzy doing?
Doing okay. We're slowed down with Brad. We're bringing him along slowly, so his chances of playing, I think, are very small. And with Ozzy today, because he put in a lot of mileage in the last game, we wanted to go a little bit easier with him at training. But he's fine; he'll be able to go.
How's the chemistry going with Martins and Dempsey on the field from what you've seen in the limited time that Dempsey's been with you?
It's been good. They've looked for each other. If anything, they've maybe looked for each other too much. But they're certainly looking to find each other and combine off each other. And there's been days at practice where, one guy struck for 3 goals while the other guy struck for 4 while we're playing goals in tight and things like that. So they definitely have a respect for each other and understanding that the one can get the ball back to the other when he needs it.
Their midfield is different than a lot of the teams in the league. What does their midfield kind of provide as a challenge?
Chara and Will Johnson cover as much ground as any 2 midfielders in the league. Chara's an aggressive guy defensively as well. Will Johnson's got a pretty good eye for opening the game up, but he's also very aggressive. So they got 2 very aggressive, hard-working, deeper midfielders, and then allows Valeri and now Fernandez and, those guys to make their decisions, and they don't necessarily have to come back and defend as much. And obviously Nagby, when he's on the field, his turn of pace is something that very few players in our league have. So, it's a good combination of different talents.
You guys are obviously very familiar with Andrew Weber. How does that work to your advantage?
Obviously we know Andrew, and he's been here, and it's going to be strange seeing him on the other side, but we'll keep the rest to ourselves.
Leo, how is he coming along?
Good. Leo's coming along good. I think the game on Sunday really helped him to get those 90 minutes in there.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Coach.
thanks.
Words are powerful. I'm Sigi Schmid. Hearing the words retard and retarded makes people with intellectual disabilities and those who love them feel like less valued members of humanity. That's why we're asking you to help spread the word to end the R word. Stop by the Special Olympics booth in Soccer Celebration to pledge your support. It's time to respect and value people with intellectual disabilities. Please join us in eliminating this offensive language in everyday speech. Thank you.